Hey, what's up there, beginning band? Mr. Summers here, and this is lesson 161, Rhythm Rap. And so we're going to be continuing to work on our eighth notes and eighth rests here that we learned earlier on the page. But now we're going to kind of flip it around a little bit. So what we've done so far on page 31 is we've had eighth note followed by eighth rest. In other words, we've had the eighth note on the beat and the eighth rest on the upbeat, okay? Or the eighth note on the number and the eighth rest on the and. So now we're going to flip it around. We're going to put the rest on the number or on the beat. We're going to put the note on the and or on the upbeat. So let's take a look at number 161 here. Look at your time signature, obviously, 4/4, 4 beats per measure. First measure, just 4 quarter notes, okay? We don't really need to review that. Measure 2. Okay, so take a look at measure 2. Notice how measure 2 starts with a quarter note, and then after the quarter note, there's an eighth rest. So that eighth rest is going to be on beat 2. So beat 2 is going to be a rest, but then that eighth rest is followed by an eighth note on the and. So 2 and then you have 2 more quarter notes. So you have your counts written in under your notes on your music there, but what I want you to do is add the underlines and the parentheses. Okay, so as always, we will underline any count that's underneath a note head. Okay. Here, I'm trying to do this backwards. I need to flip it around. All right, and then we will add our parentheses here for beat 2 because that's where the rest is. Okay, 2 is the rest. Okay. All right, now we're going to try to count and clap measure 2. Ready and go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Did your hands come apart on 2? Did they come together on the and of 2? Did they come together again on 3? Let's try it again. Measure 2. Ready and go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, now let's look at measure 3. Let's apply that same concept to measure 3. So I'll give you a second to think about it. It's a little different than measure 2. All right, here we go. Ready and go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So notice you have the rest on 2 and the rest on 4. Let's try that again. Measure 3. Ready and go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Excellent. Now let's do measure 4. Take a second to kind of process it there. Notice where your rests are, so when your hands come apart. All right, here we go. Measure 4. Ready and go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Notice that 4 and are both rests. It's a quarter note rest, or quarter rest rather. So it's an entire beat of rest. 4 and. All right, let's do measure 4 one more time. Ready and measure 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, now let's put the whole thing together. No repeat. Ready and go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, great job. Let's do it a little bit faster. 1 and 2 and count and clap. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 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 and. Great job. I find that it's helpful for me to kind of accent the rests. Now, what does that mean? How can I accent a rest? It's silence. What I mean is my counting. I don't know if you notice what I'm doing. When I have a rest, I say that count a little bit louder. That helps me to really process the rhythms a little better. So, for example, 1 and 2 and 3. So 2, that rest, right? I'm kind of emphasizing that. And that helps me to make sure that I'm not accidentally playing during that rest. Okay, we don't want to hear any sound during a rest when we play. All right, it's a silent beat, a silent count. Okay, then let's try number 161 one more time. This time, if you want, grab your instrument, pick a note, any note, and just play the whole exercise on that note. Here we go. 161. 1 and 2 and ready and go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, I want you to think about when you're counting and clapping, you bring your hands apart on the rest. For wind players, what does that represent? What are you doing when you play your instrument? Okay, when you switch from clapping to playing, what are you doing when your hands come apart? In the clapping part, what are you doing when you use your instrument? You are breathing in. That is correct. If you are breathing in, there is no way your instrument can make sound, and there is no way that you will accidentally play in the rest. All right, so it's really important that you're counting the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and subdivisions in your head. If you're not counting in your head, you might as well quit. Put your instrument away, go do something else, come back later. Because if you're not counting in your head, you're not doing it right. Okay? And remember, practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes permanent. So if you practice it incorrectly, meaning if you, for example, practice without counting in your head, you're not getting better. Okay, you're just making habits that are incorrect. Okay, so make sure you're always counting in your head. All right, and I'll be back in the next video with number 162, and we'll apply that rhythm to our instrument. See ya.